Often. Oh, not often.
It says often.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm cool with either way. It doesn't matter. Okay, Renita. Today I'm going to do an evaluation, as all evaluations go. I'm going to focus on what you excelled at, some suggestions for what you could work on, and how you can challenge yourself. Hopefully the challenge will tie everything together here. At the beginning, your goals for me were to evaluate some basic methods for speech writing. I look for a defined purpose and good organization. I want to start by saying your intro for Mike was phenomenal. I think that's something as we as Toastmasters don't do a good job of taking advantage of. That is time to our speech that is added that doesn't technically count towards us. So I think we can use that time and do a really strong intro. You can't really screw that one up, but you can make it awesome. I think you did a great job by giving Mike a solid intro there. Your purpose was clearly defined. There's not a single person in this room who could tell you they didn't know what they were talking about. It was pretty darn clear. So good job on that. You pulled in recent events from the news. I did read that news story as well, and I thought it was kind of interesting that you brought your speech into something that was recent and really defined the purpose even more for the audience. You didn't isolate the audience as well. I liked, being a man myself. Of course, I've never been abused or whatnot, but it isn't just a one gender issue or one class issue. You said, hey, this happens to men. It doesn't really happen to just poor people too. It happens to everyone. I thought the audience really took that well and could understand it very well too. Good facts. The facts are straightforward. They weren't too complicated facts either. They were something we could easily understand. Now, things you could work on. When you started your speech, I was like, whoa, because I believe you started almost verbatim like this. When my dad was an infant, my mother was murdered by my grandfather. He was on the porch in a crib. That is a very strong and powerful way to start a speech. Maybe build up to that just a little bit instead of just starting that way. And when you were telling that story, I understand how emotional it can be. Your pace was very rapid and you were very monotone by saying all those things. I want you to tell a story, and that's my challenge for you. What makes a good speaker, as Greg has told me many times, that I take to heart, is that if you can incorporate your message and incorporate your speech into telling a story about who you are, why it's important, and where you come from, that makes for a phenomenal speech. And I think if you focused on telling a story in this case, that would actually eliminate some of the things that I want you to work on, such as pace, being monotone with a lot of that the emotional facts at the beginning. And also another thing is a stronger ending. I think you're looking at time because I was right next to the timer there, and you could see that I missed over at the red, and you really wrapped up really quickly. I would focus on a stronger ending, and maybe in a lot of portions of the speech, not get too wordy. But I think the challenge of really making your speech a story will help you do that and make your speech much more well organized, so you can meet your purpose. With that, I'm done. Phenomenal speech. Thank you for sharing with us such an important message in your life and in our society. Thank you.